Not the gentle kind that soothes you to sleep, but the heavy, punishing rain that slams into concrete like it's angry at the world. The kind that makes the city feel colder, lonelier, and unforgiving. Marcus pulled his jacket tighter as he locked up the small diner off Route 9. The neon open sign flickered once before dying, just like his energy. Another 14-hour shift. Another night going home to a silent house. He glanced at his phone. No new messages. He already knew why. 8-year-old Lily would be asleep by now, curled up under the blanket Marcus had tucked around her before heading to work. His sister-in-law watched her when he worked nights, but that never stopped the guilt. Every missed bedtime story felt like another tiny failure added to a list he never seemed to erase. Marcus Hale, former Navy SEAL. Decorated. Respected once, now? Just another tired single dad scraping by. People used to look at him like a hero, and now they just saw a man with worn boots, a beat-up truck, and eyes that carried too much memory. He turned the key in the door, the lock clicking loud in the empty street. The rain blurred the streetlights into watery halos. As he headed toward his truck, his knee ached, a souvenir from Afghanistan. Another reminder that the life he once lived was over. So he thought. That's when he heard a scream. It cut through the rain like a blade. Help! Please, someone! Marcus froze. Every instinct screamed at him to turn away. He wasn't on a mission anymore. He had a daughter to raise. Bills to pay. A body that didn't heal like it used to, and yet, his feet moved before his mind caught up. The scream came again, closer now. Marcus followed the sound down a narrow alley beside the diner. The alley was dark, cramped, the stench of garbage mixing with rain-soaked asphalt. His heart pounded, not from fear, but from something older. Something trained. Then he saw them point. 2 men. One holding a woman by the arm, yanking her backward as she struggled. The other paced nearby, glancing nervously around, a knife flashing briefly in the dim light. The woman's coat was soaked, her hair plastered to her face. Her eyes wide, terrified, locked onto Marcus the moment she saw him. Please, she cried. Help me. One of the men laughed. Walk away, old man. Old man. Marcus felt something snap. He thought of Lily. Of the promises he'd made to himself after his wife died, that he'd protect his child, that he'd stop chasing danger, but standing there, soaked to the bone, staring at a helpless woman being dragged into darkness. Marcus knew one thing. If he walked away now, he would never forgive himself. He raised his hands slowly. Calm. Controlled. Let her go, Marcus said, his voice low but steady. The men exchanged looks. Mind your business. The one with the knife sneered. Marcus assessed them in seconds. One aggressive. One scared. Both sloppy. A last chance, Marcus said again. Let her go. The man tightened his grip on the woman. Or what? Marcus moved. Years of training surged back, not flashy, not loud, just precise. He closed the distance faster than they expected, slapped the knife arm downward, twisted hard. The blade clattered to the ground. The second man lunged, but Marcus sidestepped, using the momentum to slam him into the brick wall. Pain shot through his knee, white-hot, but he gritted his teeth. Run. Marcus shouted to the woman. She hesitated, just a second too long. The first man broke free and swung wildly. Marcus took the hit to the shoulder, feeling the impact echo through bone and muscle. He stumbled but didn't fall. Not today. He grabbed the man's jacket, pulled him close, and growled into his ear. I said let her go. One quick strike ended it. Sirens wailed in the distance. Someone must have called the police. The attackers scrambled, fear replacing bravado, and disappeared into the rain. Marcus leaned against the wall, breathing hard, his body trembling, not from adrenaline, but from the weight of what he'd just done. The woman approached him slowly. Oh my God, she whispered. You saved my life. Marcus shook his head. You're safe now. That's what matters. Up close, he noticed her hands shaking uncontrollably. Shock. Trauma. You're bleeding, she said, pointing to his shoulder. It's nothing, he lied. Police arrived moments later. Questions were asked. Statements taken. The woman's name was Elena Brooks. She worked late. Took a shortcut. Trusted the wrong darkness. As they spoke, Marcus noticed something unexpected, kindness in her eyes, but also strength. Gratitude mixed with something deeper. Before they took her away, Elena stopped. I don't even know your name, she said softly. Marcus, he replied. She smiled through tears. Thank you, Marcus. He watched as the cruiser drove off, rain swallowing the sound. Marcus drove home in silence, the ache in his body finally catching up to him. When he walked into his house, the warm, familiar smell hit him: detergent, old books, a hint of peanut butter. He checked on Lily. She was sleeping peacefully, one arm tossed above her head. Marcus sat on the edge of her bed longer than usual. "I did the right thing, right?" he whispered. Weeks passed, life returned to its dull rhythm: work, bills, school lunches, late nights. Then one afternoon, Marcus received a call. "Mr. Hale? This is Elena Brooks." He almost didn't recognize her voice, calmer now, steadier. "I wanted to know if you'd be willing to have coffee," she said. "Just to talk." They met at a small cafe. Sunlight streamed through the windows, a stark contrast to the night they'd met. Elena listened as Marcus told her about his wife. The accident. Becoming a single father. Letting go of the uniform, piece by piece. "You're still a protector," she said quietly. "Just in a different way." Elena shared her story too, how that night changed her, how fear gave way to resolve. She'd started volunteering at a shelter for assault survivors. One coffee turned into many. Slowly, something healed in Marcus. Not all at once, but enough. Months later, Marcus stood in a community hall, watching Elena speak to a group of women about courage and survival. Lily sat beside him, squeezing his hand. "That's the lady you saved," Lily whispered. Marcus smiled. "She saved herself too." After the talk, Elena approached them. "Hey, hero," she said playfully. Marcus shook his head. "Just a dad." Elena knelt to Lily's level. "Your dad is very brave." Lily beamed. That night, the same rain, same city. Marcus realized something: that he didn't just save a woman from attackers, he saved a piece of himself he thought was gone forever.